2020 has been a very challenging year for the entire global population due to the pandemic. In this episode of Spearlift, I discuss with Romy Zapata, founder of Astral Soul Healing, about the discovery of self-healing, inner peace, and help reduce stress. So stay tuned. Before we get started, please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video, as that greatly helps to expand our message and also help educate and give people hope, especially in these trying times. So I would encourage you all to do those. And if you're listening on podcast platform, please also share this podcast with your family, friends, and everyone you know. So today in this very special episode of Spearlift, I have the pleasure of speaking with Romy Zapata. Welcome to Spearlift, Romy.
Hello. Thank you very much, first of all, Nevin, for having me here. I'm very pleased to being able to cooperate in this project and just give a little bit of a few tools for people to learn how to cope during these difficult times and how they can take care of themselves, heal themselves, and allow the mind to be calm as much as possible during these changing times.
No, and that's so important. And if you wouldn't mind, Romy, I know some people like to call you Rami. Is that okay if I call you Rami?
Yes, it's absolutely fine. Yes, please go for it.
It's a really nice name. And you have a lovely setup where you are, and it's absolutely spectacular, and I really like it. And if our viewers are watching, you'll see how incredibly amazing it looks. And if you're listening, well, you have to check out the video later. So, Romy, let's start. And I think it's quite interesting, after having done some research about you seem to have a very interesting background, like personally, but then starting a type of healing that you refer to as Astral Soul Healing has quite an amazing depth to it, as far as the therapies you give, the treatments that you, not treatments like medicine, but like the type of healing that you can provide for people seems quite profound. So I would like you to please give some depth into your background, who you are, and what led you to this discovery of Astral Soul Healing.
Yes, for sure. And my name is Romy Zapata, as you well mentioned, and I'm a holistic and wellness therapist who works with a variety of ancient healing techniques in order to rewire and harmonize the mind, body, and soul at a very, very deep level. I mainly started everything when I was, let's say, a teenager. I started to be very fascinated about how the human mind was working, about psychology and philosophy and sociology. So I was reading quite a lot by then, and was always observing how humans were interacting and how we were reacting and what we call emotions and how they were in our lives. So once I finished the university, I decided to go for one of my biggest dreams. That was travel the world and learned and seen with my own eyes what I actually had in my mind, or probably what books could tell. And I decided to leave my country in Argentina, where I'm originally from, and start to travel the world for more than 10 years and discover not only about myself in depth, about the way how I could interact with others, how it was my own being dealing with being out of the comfort zone, changing different countries and different cultures. Everything was giving me a lot of insight. Not a lot about outside, but mainly about my inner world. And at a certain point, after study with a lot of masters and shamans, I had the opportunity to start to connect very deep with my soul. So from there is when I started to understand the things a little bit different, and all the techniques, and even more than the techniques I offer now, are have been tried. I tried on my own, so of course I know how well they can make someone feel. And I decided at a certain point of my life, I don't know exactly if I decided or the universe put me in the way and told me that it was the time for me to start to share all the knowledge I had acquired during my journey and during my travels and during my experience. And then it's when I channel through, with the help of the spiritual words, the Astral Soul Healing and therapy, and I decided to start to share this love and passion for helping humanity at a very big scale, and just expose it to the world and for everyone that it was ready or is ready to tap into their essence and their power.
No, it's so interesting. And Romy, I'm going back to your story a little bit because I'm quite curious. What? Because I think when people change their lives dramatically for one reason or another, there's something that usually pushes them or motivates them, or just, sometimes, like you refer to in a way, call them into it as well. For you personally, what kind of just moved you into that direction? Like, was there a certain part of your life that were like that may have been challenging or traumatic, say, okay, this has got to change now? Was there something that just revealed itself to you? What was the kind of moment that made you feel that you had to lead into where you are now?
I think that probably, or what I feel is, now that we discussing, I was leading or doing what mainly society more or less could tell you what to do, that is having a 9-to-5 job and having a good career and being well economically and have a good position. And that what happened to most of us, and it arrived a level where I was working for a very big, very renowned corporate business here in London, in the UK, and they were pricing me and giving me everything I ever desire or probably my mind wanted. But at the end of the day, I was realizing that my soul, my spirit was going down. It was not exactly what I was deeply inside wanting. So once I reached whatever I imagined it was what I was looking for, that was to having my status and to having a lot of fulfilling things in my life, I understood and realized that actually that was not the case. Something behind in my subconscious mind was telling me that, as always, I've been very intuitive, and a lot of people were asking me for advice. Even people I was meeting in my travels, they were stopping me and telling me their whole life with no reason. So it was these things that was inside myself making me believe that the career I chose was nice, and it shows me a lot of good things for my life and my development, but there was something greater than that. And then I decided to quit the job, everything. And went for a travel around the world for 2 years consecutively. And there is where I just dedicate 100% the time for myself to go deeper in every single practice I wanted. I tried everything from dancing to singing to uh, any kind of healings and therapies and ceremonies. And I've been in the Amazon, I've been in Hawaii. I just well participated in some stuff that's going on in Madagascar, in Egypt, like places where I think I haven't found the places, but the place found me.
That's absolutely incredible. And when you decide to make that big decision, were you scared? Did you feel that there might be a lot of risk in changing your life so drastically like that? That you may never get back to, let's say, the structure that people have around certain constructs of their life, with a 9 to 5, with, living in, which many people do, all over the world, with having, this whole focus on their life and structure around, especially economics. Did you just feel at that time like, okay, I feel enough peace to go and do this and see where life takes me? Is that the kind of way you felt inside that moved you?
I consider you need quite a lot of ingredients, no? Like everything, like a recipe. Only with salt and oil, it's not working. You need just to mix a little bit of everything, and a monetary background is needed, and to have some plan and a certain amount of time where it will lead you somewhere, and a very, very courageous way of facing your desire. This coming from the soul is deeper than anything. So if you really, really follow your soul and your heart, you're always gonna find a way. Money is not actually everything. Money is energy, and at everything you can do a lot of other things that will help you to build up exactly your dreams. So the first time I did this, it was when I left Argentina. So everyone was stopping me and telling me, how come you have a very good job and you will go somewhere very far away from your family, etc., etc. But most of the time, the people that are around us, they have fear and they project it on us. So it's good to hear their advices, but at the same time, it is better to hear your soul and where this is taking you. So if in your heart you feel that you had enough of the life you have been, you need to allow yourself to grow. Everything is growing and everything is continuously moving. Nothing is static. So why you should be static in your life?
That's a very important point I think you're making. That whole frame of that notion that you got to really tap in and give importance to that. Let's say some people have called it the still small voice inside of you that really tells you, go in this direction, do this, embrace this. There's a level of kind of courage, and I even think bravery, into really, really embracing that as fully as you can and going forward, because we, really, really have created these mental blockages or constructs that tell us, no, you can't do that. No, you can't, whatever. No, you can't. And kind of putting into parallel with what you're talking about, you just, felt that spirit, moved with it, like going with the river, going where the river flows, and seeing where it takes you, So the way I see it too, with kind of how you're describing in your own way, is that those people in the world who may feel that they can or can't do something and are always fighting against that particular energy that wants them to do something, but they say they can't, can really lead to a lot of anxiety, depression, sickness, etc. So I think that's, why we face a lot of troubling issues as humanity, worldwide. And kind of what we're facing now in 2020 has exacerbated that problem to a higher degree. So it's quite remarkable to me when I hear a story like yours, that you just decide to feel and embrace what you felt telling you somewhere inside of you and just went for it. So I think it's absolutely incredible. Okay, Romy, so please describe for our viewers and listeners more in depth Astral Soul Healing and the therapies of which it consists of, and how it can really create a positive, enriching, impact in our lives, and really lead us onto the road of, healing, less stress, and inner peace.
Yes, I would like to more or less explain what is Astral Soul Healing. And there is, as I mentioned before, I developed this technique with the help of the spirits and involve Asian healing techniques that has been used for millennia, like shamanic energy healing that has been date back for more than 4,000 years. Sound healing, which as well has been used for even double of recordings of sound as a therapy, has been used with Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine. So we're talking about a lot of years and a lot of knowledge that it holds, and then crystal healing, that it carries the knowledge and the wisdom of spiritual earth. So the Pachamama and earth is as well giving us this healing through the crystal, and all this combined with the guidance of the spiritual world, it makes it a very profound healing technique that it goes to the soul level. So it works to the roots of the cause of any imbalance or any disease that the person can have within. So it transcends the physical body. When I'm saying transcending the physical body, is going beyond of what medicine probably that has been working through it, that's the physical body. So we're going beyond this. We do have as well the subtle bodies that are the mental, the spiritual, and the emotional ones. So I work through these bodies as well in order to create an harmonization between mind, body, and soul. So when I said...
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, don't you worry. I wanted just to say that when I said you wanted to give an example, that when I say to the root, working at the root cause, and I'd had a client which has been dealing for more than 8 or 9 years with a very, very profound chronic disease, and has been going to many places and to try to find a solution. And since we have started to work together, she the other day sent me a message, and she's like, I cannot believe what's happening. Too many transformations, because since you change the flow of your own energy system, remove all the blockages you do have around, then things started to flow in a different way, but not only at abundance in monetary ways, but relation wise and your health, your physical body, your mental body, clarity, peace. Like I can count endless benefits. So I'm very happy for the people that try because the results are absolutely amazing.
And I think that is absolutely incredible what you're describing as far as the type of therapy of what you do and getting specifically to the roots of the issue of the healing of people. And I think that's so imperative because I think true healing, as you're describing it to me and interpreting what you do, is really getting to the core of what you are, and not like just dealing with symptom related things. You're trying to really heal people in a more profound way that can just give them more release in their life, more freedom, more healing, more inner peace. That's what it sounds like to me. Is that true?
Yes, it's actually Astral Soul Healing is because it works at the soul level. So every single soul has a frequency and has a harmonious energetic body. And what the therapy does, it just to uncover and reveal your pure and natural essence that is your soul, your uniqueness, and bring up the light and the power that you have within. So,
mm-hmm. And
yes,
what, and just regarding that, Rum, because I think it's so interesting, and also for our viewers, just so you know, if you're watching this on our main channel, we're going to include Romy's information in the video description, so you can be linked to her actual website and see more in depth these therapies and book appointments with her. So just so you know that. I have a question as far as when people do a therapy session with you, Romy. How, in your opinion, or what is your advice more particularly for people? Because sometimes when we go and we live our day-to-day lives after something maybe as profound as a session with you, a healing session, how do we, if we struggle in general day-to-day with certain anxieties, depressions, how do we cope with that on our own when we don't, after doing a session with you? What's kind of your advice for people when they go about their business each and every day?
And I really, really like, and one of my key points on the healing is the follow-up. So the other person, once I create a container to work safely in a non-judgmental place, I'm following their journey to make, as you are saying, introduce this healing on the day-to-day life, and it is not something that it just one off and that's it.
Yeah, because the continuation is very important, right?
Exactly. I like to give a lot of homework as so it is something I like to, depending on what we have found or what messages there are for the person and what needs to be looked at, exactly, just to give some homework where they can keep the healing work along the days and along even the month. It's up to the person, the compromise they are putting to make this more profound. The more you put, the more results you are getting.
Yeah, that's very important. And for you, Romy, what does gratitude mean to you personally, and how important is it for incorporating and feeling gratitude and expressing it in our everyday lives?
And having the practice of gratitude on the daily basis regularly, it helps a lot to increase your feeling to having this positivity of focusing your attention in what is working and being thankful, taking time to being grateful for what you have. It doesn't need to be something major. It can be a little thing, what you have eaten or a hug a person has given you. But because we are energetic beings and magnetic beings, if you are actually grateful for a lot of things at the end of your day, then it will always bring more of the positivity. It has been studies where it's saying it can improve as well. They increase the immune system, to help to release pain muscles, and it help you as well with your mental health to sleep better, because it's kind of, if you think about gratitude, you are grateful with your heart. So the frequency of the heart is a very like hummingbird no frequency. So if you are vibrating at this level, how can this tool cannot be helpful for you on a daily basis?
Yeah, no, that's incredible. And I think what you're saying, especially about the heart's frequency and also the impact and way it actually really does help the body if you embrace it, through gratitude, it does really help the immune system. Actually, when you think about our biology and the physicality, what we are, our immune system is so important for obviously keeping us healthy, but also fighting off disease. So it's a very important point, because I think if we have a strong immune system, we can be less sick too. So that's really important. Romy, I'm really interested. Would you mind, especially for our viewers, giving us a demonstration? And if you're listening on podcast platform, I really encourage you to check out this particular episode on our main channel. Is that okay, Romy?
Yes, I have mainly just channeled before we started, and I would like to give a little bit of a meditation with sound, where be very profound, even if it's short, and will allow you probably to do it then at home on your own pace. If you feel at any time in between meetings or in any coffee break that your mind is a little bit too busy, so then you can come back to this little meditation and center yourself and feel energized and balanced.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to this. So I'll let you go ahead.
All right. So I will ask you just kindly to close your eyes. In any position that you are, you don't need to be cross-legged. Just stay where you are. Close your eyes. Make sure your back is straight. And then start to feel your body. Feeling a sensation is coming up. With your eyes, mind, start to travel around for every single part of your body. If it's any thoughts popping up, allow it to be without judgment. Have a look at your breath. Is it shallow? Is it short? Observe where in your body you're holding any tension, and release it as you breathe in and you breathe out. Take a couple of moments here just to observe. Now, still with the eyes closed, you can bring and imagine a very bright light on top of your head. Moving inside your body. Entering by the head and going all around to any corner possible. And as the light passes by, any cell in your body starts to feel release and calm. Continue at your own pace and actually observe if the light needs to stay a little bit longer in any place that you need. Allow the light to come to your shoulders, to relax them, your arms, hands. All the energy move with this light. Your belly, your lower back, and finally leaving your body through the legs and the feet. Now you can observe again. How you're feeling? Where are you at this moment? I will invite you just still with the eyes closed to repeat inside yourself. I am a magic being of light and love. I am a magic being of light and love. Feel the vibration of these words inside your heart and keep on repeating it a couple of times. I am a living being. Inside of the words inside your heart. Now at your own pace, You can come back to the room, to your body, and to your breath. You can open up your eyes and just move your body if you feel like a little bit.
Oh man, I feel very relaxed right now. Oh, I'm ready to go take a really nice nap. I feel that's amazing. Yeah, no, it feels really just very calming. A lot of inner peace. Just really relaxed. I think you can just feel the tension lift from your chest, your inside. Your head feels a little lighter, and you just feel more at ease. So I really enjoyed that demonstration. Thank you so much, Romy. It's incredible.
Thank you. It's something very easy to do at any time, but usually I believe when the mind and the body are not aligned, what is actually asking for our attention. So what we need is just to stop for 5 minutes or 2 minutes even, and making sure that we give the body a little bit of resting, not thoughts, and sometimes working with the breath or with sound, with something that is powerful, help us to reset in very short amount of time our energy system and reboost it at the same time.
That's so important because, just for doing what we just did for, a brief amount of time, I can already feel the benefit of doing it and feeling like that tension inside is just made me feel much more relaxed. It's crazy that sometimes we just forget to do that, or we just consciously don't do that. And if we just took a little bit of time out throughout the day and took those breaks, we're not going to lose the whole day. So yeah, I really encourage all of our viewers to really dedicate and consciously dedicate the time to do that throughout your day, and revisit this, especially this segment of the video, if you're interested in practicing it on your own. And Romy, just to wrap up this incredible conversation with you, can people do these sessions, therapies with you and from anywhere in the world, especially considering filming this in 2020 with the pandemic and everything going on? Can you do these therapies, let's say, quote unquote, remotely as well as you would in person? Is that possible?
Exactly. Mainly 95% of my clients are doing it online, due to the situation as well. Energy is timeless. So as I now guided the meditation and you could feel it, it's the same with the work I do. So the services and the therapies can be all done online, of course, after a chat with a person, and they can find me on the website astralsoulhealing.com and book directly through there the session.
Excellent. So thank you so much for that, Romy. And for our viewers, we're going to include, as Romy just mentioned, her website information in the video description below. If you're listening on podcast platform, just please make sure to find the appropriate links as well. And I would really encourage all of our viewers to, really seek out this incredible healing that she does and these therapies, because you can really change your life around by applying them. And especially anytime, any day is good to start. So I would really encourage all reviews to check this out. I feel so relaxed now. So I'm slowing down in my speech. So, but Rami,
Please don't fall asleep.
yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep right on this microphone. So, Rami, this was such a pleasure to have you on this episode of Spirit Lift, and it's incredible the work you do. And thank you so much for sharing your time today. And we'll see you, and we'll be posting our next episode soon for all our viewers and listeners. And we wish you all an excellent day.
Thank you so much for having me here. As I said before, it was a pleasure. And I'm so pleased and happy to connect with people in order to help them throughout their journey.
Thank you, Rami. Thank you, listeners, viewers, and have an amazing day.